Hi guys! So today I wanted to do just a really quick information video on how to put up your own electric fence by yourself. So if you have to do it by yourself, there's a lot of tools that will make it a little bit easier. So the first thing I'm going to show you, first of all, I did all this work already, so just to kind of give you an idea of what the goal is here. But my husband has this really handy little measuring tool right here. And it's got this little round thing at the end. So if you connect that around the top of the T-post and lay it at the bottom so there's a nice even straight line, otherwise it won't be straight obviously, and then lay it straight, and then that way you know exactly like how far 10 feet is between each post, and also you want to make sure that it's straight, and this device helps with that. So it's not your normal measuring ruler. So start there, down here, and then measure every 10 feet. So you want to make sure that you don't go really much further than 10 feet, because if you do, it's not going to be a very strong fence. You'll see later I did do like 12 feet between gate areas just to make sure that will fit through. This one here turned out to be a foot shorter than the rest. This was obviously a 5-foot post instead of a 6-foot post. See a big difference here. So I'm gonna have to take that one out. You can see the huge difference. That's not gonna work. So I have to redo that. Anyways, okay, so in this instance, I ended up not being able to do a perfectly straight line. So the way that I solved that problem is I only did the first line here up to the bend, and then once I put in that other bend, the last one of the first line is right here, then I put the tape on the inside instead of the outside. So right now, it was normally on the outside, right here. I braced it over here so then I could make another line, right? So that way, I'm not gonna lose my original line, and I'm gonna have a nice straight line from the bend. The reason why I had to bend, which normally obviously is not ideal, is because of this lovely mound system right here. Horses can't step on that because it'll ruin the mound system. So I had to work around the edge of the mound system. So that's why I did that. So anyway, so down here we've got this trusty little hole puncher here. So it's very heavy metal. It's got handles and it's solid up here. So you put this over the top of the T-post and it helps you pound it into the ground. It's very heavy, so you have to have a little bit of muscle. But what I've found as I'm doing this is if you make sure that you're not like actually keeping your hands on it as you're doing the pounding, then it's much better on your hands. I'll show you that in a second. All right, so down here is where I've got my 12-foot distance, or actually I think I made it 14. I made it 14 feet, so that's probably like the max of what you're gonna want to do. But my husband wanted it to be a little bit wider here because he wants to be able to get in with the equipment to get rid of the manure pile here, which made sense. So I put this 14 feet here, and then I'm going to put another 14 feet from the barn to where 14 feet is around here. And I'm gonna make a nice little alleyway here so you can get to the barn and be able to leave and go on the trails or go down to the indoor arena down the road and not have to go all the way through the pasture. But I'm also going to have to bring this line in here and do another 14-foot gap so that he can bring the truck in to bring hay in, because we will have to go through here to get hay in, which is unfortunate. So anyways, that's the outline. And unfortunately my husband is working too much, so he's not able to help me with this, so I have to do it myself. So, first tool, which is very important, are good gloves. I'm finding this out as I do this, especially because this is very painful on your hands. And these little T-post holders for the electric rope are also very painful on the hands, and I have arthritic hands. So having gloves is very important. It's become a very useful tool. The other thing, I got it hiding in my boot here, I've got a little screwdriver here. I don't think it really matters what kind of head, although I think having the flat head might have been better than the Phillips head that I have here. But anything will do. So this will save your hands. This is what I've been using to kind of get in here so I can get these T-posts, the holders off so that it doesn't hurt my hands as much. I'll show you how I did that. So here, I'll show you this one right here. They have this nice little bend here so that you can push this in and pull this part out. So you've got a leverage point here. See the bend? So some of them are easy like this. Other ones, it's not this simple. So then I'll use this tool to help pry that out. So this definitely has been a lifesaver on my hands, and you're gonna want one of those if you're doing this project. Okay, anyways, so I've got a nice little rhythm going here. So what I've been doing is I take off one of those holders from the top. These are old, okay? So if you're putting in fresh ones, you don't have to worry about this. However, this fence line has been used before, so it's got all the little wire connectors on the top. So I have to take them all off and start over. So I've been taking the one off here. See, it's empty there, and I've got it hanging right there now. And then I go over here, and I take this one off so I can put this over. Because if you put this over the little plastic thing, then it's not going to stay. You can't push it into the ground properly because it just breaks. Which I can show you because I broke one and I put it over there. All right, anyway, so I already did this one, so we'll move on to the next one and I'll show you what I do. So I finished here, and then I went ahead and took off this one. And what I've been doing is I've been taking this, putting it over here, putting it on my trusty mounting block here with my little business partner here, Gizmo, always watching everything, making sure I do everything right. Okay, it's hard to do one-handed, but I'll do my best. This thing is really, really heavy, okay? Oh, so I'm gonna lift this off. Usually I just let it fall because it's just too heavy, and when you're looking above your head and you're weak like me, you can't hold it. So anyways, so I bring it over here and I put it on top of the T-post while it's on the ground still, because like I said, I'm weak. If you try to lift it above your head, it is just way too heavy. Alright, so now I'm all set here. So then I go back over here, and I've got the little piece that I took off the next one that I brought from over there to over here, and then I count to make sure it's even. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I put it underneath there. So to put these on, you're going to want it to point inside between these little spokes. So you put it here on the edge, and then you wrap it around the front. This part's got to be on top, so you put the rope through here, and then you have to click this little bendy portion to push that side to lock in around the T-post, okay? So there you go, you got your T-post all set. I'm going to grab my gloves, my handy dandy screwdriver, bring my mounting block over here. Alright, and so I've been setting it down right next to where I need this to be. I'm going to put my tools down. I'm not going to use the gloves right now just because I'm making a video and it's just too difficult. Normally, my gloves would be on for this. Okay, so I'm going to lift this up from the ground. Once again, guys, it's so much easier to do this from the ground. If you try to lift it above your head, put it on top of the T-post, you're going to be in trouble. At least if you're a girl like me and you're weak. So, save your energy for the pounding. Alright, so, gotta make sure that it's nice and straight, that it's right on the area of your measuring stick that you need it to be. And the other thing that I've been doing, first of all, is I will brace it